Welcome to the day 2 class on cybersecurity awareness. My name is Engineer Faith Ibu. Today we'll be looking at avoiding social engineering attacks and protecting from cyber fraud. And the outline of today's class includes a case study on the above, and then we get to know about social engineering methods, cyber fraud case study, and then types of cyber fraud and preventive measures. These are the things we shall be looking at today. Now, what is social engineering? The act of psychologically manipulating people into making security mistakes, divulging confidential or sensitive information, or taking harmful actions referred to as social engineering. A lot of us has fallen victim to social engineering. We've had cyber criminals that will put call across and then start asking you questions before you realize it. They have given us certain very confidential or sensitive information about yourself that you ought not to have given out. So this is referred to as social engineering. Now, let's take a look at the facts. We have them listed here. Corporate entities in Nigeria and individuals collectively lost a total of this amount to cyber attacks in 2018. So social engineering is the #1 cyber threat faced in Nigeria. Of course, we all know that. We see it on the news on a daily basis. So these are some of the emotions that cyber criminals use to prey on the unsuspecting victims in order to defraud them. There's desire, there's fear, there's greed, urgency, panic, excitement, trust, curiosity. So these are the emotions they prey on. Your desire to get a certain thing, your fear of the unknown, or the people should get to know this thing, and it will not look nice. The effect on you will be negative and you don't want them to know, so they prey on that. Your greed, your urgency. Most Ponzi scheme works on greed. You have this amount of money and somebody's promising you to give you ×2 or ×3 in less than no time, and you see yourself putting in all of your heart and service. Urgency, panic, and the rest. So these are all the emotions that this cyber criminal use to defraud you. Why hack technology if it's easier to hack a human? Why hack technology? What do they want? These cyber criminals, what do they want? They want your identity, they want your money, they want sensitive information, and then your online accounts. These are some of the things you want. So you get this material, you read through, you see some of the case studies, how these cyber criminals work. This one is announcing here about the giveaway. We hear it all the time, giveaway here, giveaway there, and they will tell you, oh, pay this token amount or give this information to be able to access the website. This one, application for emergency e-visa press release. A lot of us will be getting this kind of emails on our scam emails on our email box. A lot of us will be getting this because they are looking at probably your desire to travel out of the country. They prey on that and then send you stuff like this. By the time you click on any link or you give them the information they want to fall victim. So there are different types to it. This one is very popular. Dear ATM block, dear customer, your ATM card has been blocked due to BVN upgrade of the year. Quickly call, blah, 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 to reactivate. By the time you do that, sorry, it's your name. And then there's Empower, everybody's looking for jobs. So they just prey on all the emotions as listed above. This one has to do with grants, So, and by the time you start clicking, you don't know what you're clicking. Remember, we talked about business email compromise, where they set up an email that looks like the real email, like Empower is run by the federal government, right? And then you're seeing something like this with of course, this is Empower, well spelled here. And then you can see federal government, you can see form. Probably this double G is not supposed to be there. So this is them trying to make something that is real, that is not real, look as if it is real. But you just look at it, it's Empower, and the next thing, you click, and thereby compromising your email. So these are some cases. This one is from an email sent via email. You have all of this, and you get this material. Some of you already may have fallen victim. So after this class, you should know better and teach others too. We'll be looking at social engineering tricks next. Gaining trust by providing some information, familiar nature, rapport building, like somebody will come be like, oh, we schooled in the same secondary school, have you forgot to? Today is your birthday, happy birthday, send me this, send me that, so that I can send me a birthday package. And then before you know it, you see yourself, oh, it's really, you are not too sure, but the person speaks familiarly to you. And then before you see yourself, probably I know this person, may have forgotten, let me just play along, and you fall victim. Helpfulness. Present a problem, then become the savior. This is where the cyber criminal presents a problem to you, and then it turns out to give you the solution to that perceived problem that they have told you that you have scare emotion, make you feel a certain way, offering reward, urgency, stress, fear, unrealistic threat or consequence, asks you to break protocol. So these are also all the examples of social engineering tricks. Remember, we talked about phishing, social engineering methods. We have phishing here. Phishing is deception through email, which aims to get victims to reveal sensitive information. So, or click on harmful links or open attachments that contain harmful software by disguising as a trustworthy entity in an email. So, deception through email is referred to as phishing. Then, how to spot phishing emails. Generic greetings, spellings and grammatical errors. They induce extreme emotions, dangerous file attachment, contains offers that are too good to be true, misspelled domain name, malicious links, inconsistency in email address, links and domain names, request for sensitive information. So this is how to spot phishing emails. Can you detect a phishing mail? Take this quiz. Click on this on your material. When you get to click on this, and then you see the quiz, take the quiz. Will help you know whether you can detect a phishing email after now. So you score yourself and report back your score on the platform. Go through all of this. Now we have phishing, often referred to as voice phishing. Phishing is a deception method cyber criminals use servile deceptive tactics to convince victims to act, giving up private information and access to bank account. This is when they call you on the phone, like voice call on the phone, telling you this, telling you that your account, your BVN has been compromised, or your ATM has been blocked, or something is wrong with your account. So you should do this, you should do that. They try to get you to probably give your PIN or maybe your ATM card numbers and stuff like that, so they can access your bank account. Those voice calls used for scam purposes is what's referred to as phishing. And then we have smishing. Smishing is a social engineering attack carried out over mobile text messaging, also known as SMS phishing. Victims are deceived into giving sensitive information to a disguised attacker. It occurs on many mobile text messaging platforms, including non-SMS channels like database mobile messaging apps like WhatsApp. So it has to do with chats, messages back and forth. Is referred to as smishing. So they are saying here that your bank will never ask for your PIN, your CVV. CVV are those 3-digit numbers at the back of your ATM card. Your complete card number, verification code, or one-time password, your bank will never ask. So by the time somebody is calling you and is asking you all of this, know that it's scam, it is not real. So you have more examples of scam messages through social engineering methods. Spoofing, I've mentioned spoofing. Okay, here we have pretexting. Someone pretends to need sensitive information from you for an alleged critical task. They call you from the bank, you need to do this, please give us this, no, 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 no. Otherwise, and then remember we talked about urgency as part of the emotions they use. Urgency, fear, panic, otherwise you now begin to be afraid, you begin to put you in that panic mode, and they need this thing so urgently, otherwise something very drastic will happen. I see yourself doing that. Please, please, please don't give any information when you're called without verifying the possible. Even if you go to the bank yourself to verify. And then there's spoofing, pretending to be someone you're not. I already mentioned that this is like where you set up, let's say, an email that looks like the legit email, but it's not actually the legit, or you're calling, impersonating someone that you're not. Somebody is calling, the cyber criminal is calling, impersonating someone that they are not. It's referred to as spoofing. And then there is baiting. Baiting involves luring an unsuspecting victim with a highly attractive offer, playing on their fear, greed, and temptation to make them part of their personal, sensitive, data-like login details. So this is baiting, like they promise you something, so that you have to give certain information before you can get it, and they know exactly what you really, really want to get. So they prey on that your weakness, and then by the time you fall victim to it, before you realize you're giving information that you shouldn't have given, and your account, most likely your financial account, will be compromised. Sometimes they can use this to install malware, which executes ransomware on your computer system. So we have some class activity here. This particular class is a very practical one. Please take note, do all the class activity as listed here on the platform. So we have class activities. Spot the difference. We have www.netflix.com, www.netflix.com. Which do you think is real? Which do you think is not real? So spot the difference and then type it down. Let's know. Then we have another class activity here. Spot the difference. www.empower.fb.fun.gg, www.empower.org. Which is real, which is scam. So business email compromise, we talked about it earlier. Social engineering method that target companies who conduct wire transfer and have suppliers abroad. Corporate or publicly available email account of executive or high-level employees related to finance or involve wire transfer payment are either spoofed or compromised through keyloggers or phishing attacks to do fraudulent transfer, resulting in massive losses. So all of this I say just means like most time, very large organizations that do wire transfer out of the country, or that needs to pay for supplies out of the country, we have these persons that will just set up an account that looks like the legit one, but it's not actually the legit one, impersonating the business that is supposed to be carrying out this business with the, let's say, overseas contact, just like the Yahoo people does. And then they do this, and the next thing, the other partner thinks, oh, they are talking to the real, authentic business person they are supposed to be talking to, not knowing that they are talking to cyber criminals. So that impersonating of this business email is what is referred to as business email compromise. Sometimes they compromise the actual email, and then they install what we call a keylogger. A keylogger is a threat whereby everything you type is being recorded somewhere. It's like planting a virus whereby anything that is being typed is being, as you're typing your password, somebody is seeing the password you're typing on the system somewhere, and then they use it to hack into your account and do what they want to do, resulting to you having massive losses. So an impersonation attack, I mentioned, typically involves an email that seems to come from a trusted source. I mentioned, like the CEO, CFO, or any other high-level executive. So this is referred to as business email compromise. Now, how do you prevent business email compromise? Process information and determine the truth. when you get the information, don't just accept it at face value. Process it, does it make sense, and then determine the truth. Verify, like you said, make inquiry, like you said earlier. Be wary of tempting offers. When the offers is so tempting, don't just easily jump in. Be wary, careful. Trust but verify. As authentic as the information might look, verify. Multi-channel request verification. So there's always a way to verify whether truly the federal government giving out grants, or truly is this happening, truly is that happening. So always verify. Manually type out web addresses. Make a habit not to click links in email. When you see a web address, manually type it out. Don't just go and click. When you see link in email, don't just click it. Make a habit not to click. Generally, I don't click links. Review sender's email address. Review it. You might just notice that there is a mistake in that email address that makes it not to come from the original source. But if you don't review it, you just assume that, oh, it's actually from this person. Scan attachment for malware. You actually have software that you can use to scan attachments for malware. When you get the attachment, you just copy it and go to the software, the app rather, open the app and then you scan it. So if there is any malware attached to that attachment, it will be indicated. Then you know how to treat it. You know not to open it. But if there are no malware, it will also indicate, then you can go ahead and do what you want to do. Keep your antivirus, anti-malware software updated. Use multi-factor authentication. Build a culture of not circumventing due process. Always follow due process. Don't walk around. You don't say, it's okay, it's fine. I did it yesterday, it was okay, so it will be okay today. No, always follow due process. Ensure vendor security. Now, these are some social engineering trends. Use of shortened URLs, combination of smishing and phishing by social engineering trends like mediums through which cyber criminals use to scam their victims. Use of shortened URLs, combination of smishing and phishing. Remember smishing through SMS, phishing through voice call. Then baiting with relevance is example, using seasonal celebration, global events, trending announcement. Like for instance, during Christmas, you'll be like, oh, so person is doing Christmas giveaway, type on this to access your own. So they use seasonal celebration. Or like now it's independence. So, oh, federal government to celebrate the independence is giving social amount to social number of persons. So type, click on this link to qualify to be amongst the beneficiaries. So those seasonal celebration, that is what they mean by dating with relevance. It does not just come. They want you to actually feel it's real, so they attach something to it. Then impersonation. We have targeted emails, spear phishing. The person actually knows that, targets you for that particular scam. And then we have look-alike domains and websites. They look alike, just like what we gave as last activity. They look alike, but you check very well, you will find some differences. Then we have hardware to banking malware, example Trojans, hardware viruses that comes in the form of advertisement, banking malware, and the rest of that. Example Trojan. We have opportunity scam, investment scam, sponsor, social media ads. So how to stay safe? Stop and think. Verify authenticity, assess sender's name, zero trust mindset, scan links in emails or attachments, turn on two-factor authentication and have a strong password. Download apps only from your app store. I know it's very normal for us to be doing this and that thing, but you can never know what you are collecting from the next person you get. So only from your app store should you download your apps for your devices. Now have an antivirus installed. So activity break again. Do this if that email contains a link or attachment. If you find any link that you're not too comfortable with, you want to confirm to see whether it's actually genuine or not, please copy this or type. Remember, we say you should type it on your browser. If you open to a page and then you now paste the link there and scan if there's, excuse me, if there is any malware or of any sort, virus, malware of any sort, it will indicate. So it is called virus total. Please do this, everybody. Get sample of the link, open virus total through this link, and then paste the link and scan and see and report back. Next, we'll be talking on cyber fraud. What is cyber fraud? Types of cyber fraud, case studies, preventive measure. Cyber fraud is the use of internet services and a computing device by cyber criminals to defraud another individual, gain access to a victim's personal identity, corrupt their personal and financial information stored online, or otherwise take advantage of it. It is very, very common. One of the most common type of fraud in Nigeria and the world today. Types of cyber fraud include business fraud, credit card fraud, internet auction fraud, investment scheme like Ponzi schemes are some examples of investment scheme. Nigerian letter fraud, cryptojacking, identity theft, software piracy, cyber espionage, cyber extortion, exit scam, non-delivery of merchandise. Looking at them, business fraud. This consists of dishonest and illegal activities perpetrated by individuals or companies in order to provide an advantageous financial outcome to these persons or establishment, also known as corporate fraud. This scheme often appear under the guise of legitimate business practices. An array of crimes fall under business fraud, including the following: charity fraud. Somebody pretends to be running a charity organization, set up a business that runs a charity, and then use it to collect money and put in their pocket without carrying out the main reason as stated as the mission and vision for that charity organization. Internet auction fraud, a fraudulent transaction or exchange that occurs in the context of an online auction site. So these are some types of business fraud. Other include non-delivery of merchandise. You know, sometimes some people shop online, they set up their businesses online, and then you shop online with them, you pay for goods, at the end of the day, you get your money and they don't give you, they deliver the goods back to you. It falls under non-delivery of merchandise, non-payment of funds, what occurs when goods and services are shipped or rendered, but payment for them is never received. Sometimes some of these businesses are actually genuine, like some people shop on Jumia, and Jumia allows for payment on delivery, and then the person sends the goods, and then you receive it and you refuse to pay for the goods received or the services received. Overpayment scheme, an individual is sent a payment significantly higher than an owed amount and is instructed to deposit the money in their bank account and wire the excess funds back to the bank of the individual company that sent it. The sender's bank is usually located overseas in Eastern Europe, for example, and the initial payment is found to be fraudulent. Now, let me just explain this. You are given a certain amount of money. Let's say I get ₦1 million and I'm told that, oh, I've been overpaid, so pay 800,000. Okay, pay 200,000 back to this account, to the account that sent the ₦1 million to me. And I now pay the 200,000 to the account that sent the ₦1 million to me. Only to discover that the so-called ₦1 million that I received never existed, and I've just given out 200,000 to somebody that is not deserving. That is what is referred to as overpayment scheme. Now we have the shipping scheme. An individual is recruited to receive merchandise at their place of residence and subsequently repackage the item for shipment, usually abroad. Unbeknownst to them, the merchandise was purchased with fraudulent credit cards often opened in their names. Credit card fraud. There are so many. Go through the materials to get the details. Of these different types of fraud: internet auction fraud, non-delivery of merchandise, I mentioned it, investment fraud, mostly investment for ritual. Some Ponzi scheme falls within this investment fund is written here. So we have the Nigerian letter fraud. Read through to get more detailed knowledge, with jacking, identity theft, cyber extortion. So cyber extortion, where you are being threatened to so that they can obtain money or something from you. The money might not be money. Basic scam, cyber espionage. So how to prevent cyber fraud? First area, continually update your computer and mobile devices. We say this over and over again. Use good password habits. Restrict access to your computer and devices by using password and multiple computer profiles. Talk to your children and family about internet security. Know what to do if you become a victim. Activate your firewall. Firewalls are the first line of cyber defense. They block connections to unknown or bogus sites and will keep out some types of viruses and hackers. So activate your firewalls. Use antivirus, anti-malware software. Prevent viruses from infecting your computer by installing and regularly updating your antivirus or anti-malware softwares. Prevent spyware from infiltrating your computer by installing and updating your anti-spyware software. Check your security settings and be careful what information you post online. We talked about it last week. Be aware that your mobile device is vulnerable to viruses and hackers. Be aware that your mobile device is okay. Download application from trusted sources. Like if you don't trust the source, don't download application from them. Install the latest operating system update so that you can keep fighting against the latest threat as they come up. Turn on automatic update to prevent potential attackers from older softwares. Make regular backups of all your important data and store it in another location. Secure your wireless network and secure your wireless network. Wi-Fi networks are vulnerable to intrusion. They are not properly secure. Review and modify default settings. Public Wi-Fi, otherwise referred to as hotspots, are also vulnerable. Avoid conducting financial or corporate transactions on public Wi-Fi. Be cautious when giving out personal information such as your name, address, phone number, financial information on the internet. Sometimes you see some financial transaction you do on the internet, they'll be like, oh, can we save this information for later use? It's always advisable to click no so that your information are not checked and not saved on the internet somewhere. Who knows? You can never trust the security of the website that is asking for this. They could be secure today, but you don't know what will happen tomorrow. They might just be hacked into tomorrow, and your website will be amongst others that will be breached. Make sure that websites are secured. For example, when making online purchases, or that you've enabled privacy settings. For example, when accessing or using social networking sites. Always think before you click on a link or file of unknown origin. Don't feel pressured by any emails. Check the source of the message. When in doubt, verify the source. Never reply to email that asks you to verify your information or confirm your user ID or password. Thank you. We have come to the end of today's class. Please go through this material and really look at how to prevent cyber fraud and try to work according to all the advice as listed here, so as not to fall victim subsequently in the future. Thank you. See you in the next class.